I'm Tim. I'm passionate about a number of things like fly fishing and kayaking and my collection of science-themed ties. But I'm probably most passionate about the sense of smell, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. I'm the president and founder of OdorCept. OdorCept is a company that's based on a technology I developed, a technology that identifies the receptors for odors. We are able to take this technology and identify any odors for any receptors for any odor that we want to test, that we choose to test. We then are able to use that knowledge about which receptors respond to any odor as a target for the development of new odors and modifiers of odors. Our clients, our customers, are multinational flavor and fragrance companies that are, of course, interested in making new odors. They make new odors that are sold then to other companies, their customers, which are often large companies like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, then use these odors in products that we use every day. Think about the scented products you used this morning. Shampoos, soaps, detergents, deodorants, even many foods and beverages. Right. So, existing technologies that we compete against have some drawbacks. They test receptors one by one against odors. And this would be fine, except that there are hundreds of odor receptors. A mouse, for example, has 1,100 odor receptors. And their technologies don't work for some of these receptors. OdorCept's technology, however, tests all receptors simultaneously and works for all receptors. So let's say that we know the receptors for a sensation and we're going to develop an improved odor. Let's look at a possible example. So this is a common household product. It has a lemon odor. That lemon odor is a mixture of several types of odor molecules. What we can do is identify the receptors that respond to that lemon odor and use them then as the targets to develop new odors. A new odor that contains maybe fewer types of odor molecules, or cheaper odor molecules, or lower amounts of stronger odor molecules, all of which would make the odor product cheaper for our clients. Knowing the receptors for an odor sensation also has other potential benefits and other uses. Once we know the odor receptors to target, we should be able to develop blockers of those odors and prevent the sensation of the odor. And I'm sure that you can imagine lots of odors that you'd like to be able to block. How about this one? And in a similar vein, what about this situation? The military spends a lot of effort and expense to teach these Navy SEALs to be invisible to your sight, to be visibly invisible. I bet that they'd love to have a product, a blocker of human odor that would make them invisible to dogs and other animals that would track them potentially. Right. OdorCept's a very simple company. It's a lab, some lab equipment, some expenses for some outsourced assays that need done, and the labor to do the assay, which is called the Kentucky assay, by the way. The Kentucky assay, as I said, is a service to flavor and fragrance companies. They're in a situation that's a lot like the pharmaceutical industry 20, 30 years ago. The pharmaceutical industry really took off when they were able to know the identities of the receptors they needed to target. They were able to make drugs that were much more specific, had fewer side effects. Things like decongestants that don't make you drowsy, for example. And flavor and fragrance industry is in that same boat right now. By identifying the receptors, we'll be able to help them make new odors, new blockers of odors. Our business plan is to charge them consultant fees. One of these companies already has a contract with my laboratory at the University of Kentucky to identify receptors for some odors that they're very interested in. We'll also help them develop new odors and earn royalties off the new odors we help them develop. And that's really as simple as it comes. Let me just conclude then with another image of some odors, an odor that you'd probably like to see us be able to block.